Most people think wealth is only about money, more income, more opportunities, more success, more numbers in the bank. But what if the reason your risk feels tight has nothing to do with how hard you work? What if the problem is not your effort, but what's blocking your barakah? Because there are people who earn a lot, yet constantly feel stressed, always worried, always chasing more. And then there are people with less, yet their life feels lighter, calmer, more blessed. And that difference is not random. It comes from something most people ignore. Barakah, the unseen blessing Allah places in your wealth, your time, your life. Because without barakah, even a lot feels small. And with barakah, even a little becomes enough. And Eid al-Adha is one of those moments where people completely misunderstand this. Most people approach it like a financial burden. Another expense, another thing to pay for, another pressure. But what if this Eid is actually an opportunity? An opportunity to unlock something greater than money itself. Because the people who understand sacrifice, understand risk differently. Think about Ibrahim alayhi salam. When Allah tested him, he did not hold back. He did not negotiate. He did not say, "What will happen to me after this?" He trusted Allah completely. And that story is not just about sacrifice. It is about trust. Trust that when you give for Allah, you never truly lose. But today, people are terrified of giving, terrified of spending, terrified of sacrificing anything, because they think holding tighter will protect them. But sometimes the thing blocking your risk is exactly that fear. The fear of losing. The fear that if you give, you'll have less. The fear that if you spend for Allah, your own life will become harder. And slowly that fear changes how you live. You become attached to money emotionally. Every expense hurts. Every act of generosity feels difficult. Every opportunity to help someone becomes a mental calculation. Not because you're greedy, but because deep down you're scared. Scared there won't be enough for you later. And that mindset quietly destroys barakah, because risk is not just connected to effort. It's connected to your relationship with Allah, your trust in Him, your willingness to give when it's difficult. And this is why some people stay stuck no matter how hard they work. Not because Allah can't provide more for them, but because their mindset is built on fear instead of trust. And Eid al-Adha exposes this deeply, because sacrifice reveals what controls your heart. Whether you truly trust Allah, or only trust what's in your hands. And here's the scary part. Most people don't realize how attached they've become to dunya until they're asked to give something up. That's when the excuses start. That's too expensive. I'll do it later. Maybe next year. And slowly, generosity becomes harder. Sacrifice becomes heavier. And wealth loses its blessing. Not because Allah stopped giving, but because the heart slowly became attached to what was given, more than the one who gave it. And this is why before Eid al-Adha, there's something you need to do. Something small, but powerful. Something that can completely change your relationship with wealth. Rizq and barakah. But most people will ignore it, because it requires letting go of something they secretly love too much. So what is this thing most people ignore before Eid al-Adha? Give. Before Eid even begins, give something for the sake of Allah. Not because it's easy, not because you have extra, but specifically because you trust Him. And this is where most people misunderstand wealth completely. They think wealth grows by holding tighter, saving more, protecting every little thing. But Allah teaches the opposite, that sometimes the thing that increases your risk is what you let go of for His sake. And this is not just motivational al-kalam. Look at your own life. There were times you spent money on yourself without thinking twice. Food, clothes, entertainment, random things you forgot about days later. But when it comes to giving, suddenly the mind becomes heavy. Suddenly every rupee feels important. Suddenly fear appears. What if I need this later? What if money becomes tight? What if I regret spending this? And that fear reveals something important. It reveals where your trust actually is. Because sacrifice is easy when your heart is attached to Allah, but difficult when your heart is attached to dunya. And that's why Eid al-Adha matters so much. It's not just about an animal. It's about your heart, your willingness to let go for Allah, your willingness to prove that your trust is bigger than your fear. And this is why some people experience incredible barakah after giving. Not magic, not instant riches falling from the sky, but something deeper. Unexpected ease, opportunities appearing, stress decreasing, money lasting longer, peace entering their life. And people who've experienced this know exactly what I'm talking about. Because barakah doesn't always show itself through bigger numbers. Sometimes it shows itself through fewer problems, through peace, through protection, through Allah making things easier in ways you never expected. And that's worth more than money itself. But most people never experience this because They never let themselves trust enough to give. They keep waiting until they have more, until they feel financially stable, until it feels comfortable. But sacrifice was never meant to feel fully comfortable. That's the point. If it costs you nothing emotionally, it's not really sacrifice. And this is why before Eid al-Adha, you should force yourself to give something meaningful, something that makes your nafs uncomfortable, even if it's small. Because the amount is not the most important part. The sincerity is, the trust is, the willingness to choose Allah over fear is. And when you do that, something inside you changes. You stop seeing money as your source of security, and you start seeing Allah as your source of security. And that shift changes everything. Because now your relationship with wealth becomes healthier. You stop panicking over every expense. You stop living in constant fear of lack. You stop acting like your risk depends entirely on your own control. And instead, you begin to trust the one who already wrote your provision before you were even born. That kind of trust brings peace. And peace itself is a form of wealth most people never experience. But this is only the beginning. Because there's another thing quietly destroying barakah in people's lives before Eid. And most people don't even realize they're doing it. But giving is not the only thing connected to barakah. There's another problem, a hidden one, something people do every single day, without realizing how much damage it causes. Complaining, constantly feeling like what you have is not enough. And before Eid, this becomes even worse. People start comparing clothes, comparing money, comparing lifestyles, comparing who bought what, who sacrificed the bigger animal, who spent more, who looks more successful. And slowly, Eid stops becoming about gratitude. It becomes about dunya, about showing, about pressure, about trying to prove something to people who honestly do not even care that much. And this destroys barakah faster than people realize, because comparison creates dissatisfaction. And dissatisfaction blinds you from the blessings already in your life. Think about it honestly. There are things you once prayed for that you barely appreciate today. Money you once wished you had. Opportunities you once dreamed about. Safety, food, family, time, health. Things that millions of people are begging Allah for right now. Yet because you've become used to them, they no longer feel special. And when gratitude disappears, barakah starts disappearing with it, because Allah increases the one who appreciates. But most people spend their life focusing only on what they don't have, always chasing the next thing, the next amount, the next upgrade, the next level, thinking, when I finally get that, I'll feel satisfied. But satisfaction doesn't come from having more. It comes from appreciating what Allah already gave you. And this is why some wealthy people feel miserable, because no amount is ever enough for a heart that never learned gratitude. And some people with less feel peaceful, because gratitude transformed what they already had into something meaningful. And this is what you need before Eid al-Adha. Not just sacrifice, not just giving, but gratitude, real gratitude. The kind that changes how you see your life. Because when you genuinely appreciate your risk, you stop living in constant anxiety. You stop obsessing over what others have. You stop feeling poor every time someone else looks richer. And your heart finally rests. That peace itself is barakah. But there's another dangerous thing people do before Eid. They become obsessed with appearance, making everything look perfect for people, posting everything, showing everything, turning acts of worship into performances, and slowly sincerity disappears. Because now the focus is not, what does Allah think of me? The focus becomes, what do people think of me? And once your actions become centered around people, you lose something important, because people can never give barakah. Only Allah can. And this is why some people do so much outwardly, yet still feel empty inside, because their heart became attached to being seen instead of being sincere. So before Eid al-Adha, ask yourself something honestly. What is your heart truly attached to? Allah or people? Trust or fear? Gratitude or comparison? Because your answer to that question explains a lot more about your life than you think. And it explains why some people experience barakah, while others keep chasing more and still feel empty. So before Eid al-Adha arrives, pause for a moment. Forget the shopping, forget the pressure, forget what everyone else is doing, and ask yourself honestly, what kind of heart are you bringing into this Eid? A heart attached to dunya, or a heart attached to Allah? Because Eid was never meant to just be a celebration. It was meant to remind you of sacrifice, trust, submission, the willingness to let go of something for the sake of Allah. And most people hear that, but never actually apply it to their own life. They think sacrifice only means the animal, but sometimes the real sacrifice is your ego, your greed, your attachment to money, your obsession with people's opinions, your constant fear of not having enough. That's the sacrifice many people avoid, and that's exactly why they stay spiritually stuck. So before Eid, do something different this year. Give something sincerely. Even if nobody sees it, help someone quietly. Feed someone. Support someone struggling. Spend for Allah without expecting anything back from people. And while doing it, fight the fear inside you. The fear that says, what if I need this later? Because that fear is exactly where trust begins. And when you push past it for Allah, you teach your heart something powerful. That your risk was never controlled by your wallet. It was always controlled by Allah. And once your heart truly understands that, peace enters your life differently. Because now your security is no longer tied to numbers. It's tied to trust. And trust in Allah changes everything. It changes how you spend, how you think, how you live, how you react during difficult times. Because even when life becomes uncertain, you know the one who provides never stopped providing. And that mindset brings a kind of wealth most people spend their entire life searching for: inner peace, contentment, barakah. So before Eid al-Adha, clean your heart from comparison, from showing off, from greed, from fear, and replace it with gratitude, trust, generosity, and sincerity. Because maybe the reason your wealth feels heavy is not because you have too little. Maybe it's because barakah is missing. And barakah does not come from chasing dunya harder. It comes from turning back to Allah sincerely. So start now, before Eid arrives. Not next month. Not when you become more religious. Not when life becomes easier. Now, because you don't know which sincere action might completely change your life. Which quiet act of generosity Allah might place immense barakah in. Which sacrifice might become the reason doors begin opening for you. So don't miss this opportunity. This Eid, don't just celebrate. Transform your heart, and watch how Allah transforms your life after that.